Welcome to the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast, bringing you open and honest conversations about resources in Tuscarawas County. Now here's your host, Jody Salvo.
Hi, this is Jody Salvo. Welcome to another Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast. I'm super excited. We have Rachel Wentworth with us today. And if you've been listening to the last couple of podcasts, we've been talking about just the intent that I think community leaders, agencies have had to really meet people where they're at when they need help, especially in the area of substance use and addiction treatment needs. So with that being said, the Addiction Task Force has been working very diligently to streamline processes. Ohio Guidestone, all of our agencies have just been coming together to do problem solving and brainstorming. And one of the things I think we're most excited about is what Rachel's going to be talking to us about today, and it is a Hope Line. And Rachel, with that, I'm just going to take it over to you and just tell us who you are, what you're doing, and about this amazing new project that's being launched.
Sure. Thank you, Jody.
Oh, sure.
My name is Rachel Wentworth. I am the voice behind this substance use Hope Line. And our goal for this, like Jody said, is to make it a one-stop shop, a single point of access for someone who is looking to start treatment for drug or alcohol addiction. I mean, living with addiction right now, anytime, it's hard enough. Yeah. It's already hard. And prior to this line, it was also difficult for someone to figure out, well, how do I get connected? What do I need? Where do I go to find someone who will help me? And if you are actively looking for help from your addiction, that shouldn't be hard. And so our goal here was to simplify that, to make it as easy as possible. There's one number you can call to learn about all of the resources in Tuscarawas or Carroll counties.
This is actually a game changer for anyone that's listening right now. Prior to having a one-stop number or Hope Line, if someone was needing help, a lot of times they would call a number which was an agency with great services, great information, but you weren't always guaranteed you would get a person when you're calling. Mm-hmm. And Rachel's one person, so there will be times where I'm sure it'll take 24 hours to call back, you know. But to just know there's a person that's going to answer that phone that has the ability to really help you navigate situations and systems. Because sometimes if you're new to addiction or treatment needs, you might not even know what you're asking for. You know, there's a lot of different acronyms we use in the field. There's a lot of different levels of care. Mm-hmm. And you might just know, hey, I have a problem, or hey, my loved one has a problem. But you might not really know what you're looking for. And Rachel, how can you help with that? Like if someone calls?
Absolutely. If you have no idea what to do, this is the perfect first step. So first I would talk with the person and figure out, what exactly are your concerns? What do you see as your problem? And just get as many details about that. Ask them, what are you looking for? What can we do for you? And then we'll work through it together and figure out what treatment is going to be the best. What's the best option? Once we do that, it doesn't stop there. We're not done after one phone call. I am going to walk with that person until they get connected to treatment, throughout the beginning of their treatment, and for whatever transition they need to next stages. So once we figure out what is best for that person, I'm not just going to give them a phone number and say, okay, here you go, call this place. I'll say, let's call this place together. Let's go through the referral form together, get their appointment set up, and then, you know, call them after that appointment and ask, how did it go? Was this a good fit? If so, great, you're on the right track. If not, let's find something else that works better for you.
Now, I'm guessing people are going to say, is this too good to be true? Because it sounds amazing. Is there a cost?
Good question. No, absolutely free.
So free. Can you tell us how it's funded, just in case someone has a question there?
Sure. Yeah, we received a state opioid response grant for this program through the Adams Board that obtained that for us. And so this is all grant funded.
Nice. So that's just wonderful to hear. So our state's really providing funds because we do have gaps in system. And I think this is, when you're really stressed out and you're overwhelmed, or, say if you were struggling for addiction for a long time and you just get to that, I need help. Usually it's, I need help right now. Mm-hmm. And there's like this little tiny window. And if you miss that window, sometimes you miss the window. So for me, it's exciting to know that, if people are ready, if they want to take movement or action, that there's someone that's going to be able to walk alongside them.
Yes. Yeah. When you call, the process starts right then, right now. It's not, I'm not going to wait a week and then say, okay, now let's talk about getting you in somewhere. No, we're going to figure out what do you need and how can we meet that need as soon as possible.
Now, I'm also going to marry other services we have available, because you work closely with Kathy Azar as well. Yes. Mm-hmm. And we've had Kathy on here a couple times. So in addition to Rachel, you also would have access to peer support, Kathy, if we need to plug people in, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right. And because that might be the case, I'm going to do what I can to get the person set up with treatment, but maybe it is a week before they can get that first assessment with a counselor or whatever it may be. So in the meantime, I can connect them with Kathy and say, hey, here's our peer. She will carry you through from now until a week from now. And hold you over until we can get you more actively in this treatment.
That is wonderful. I mean, that's a game changer as far as I'm concerned. So
sure.
You kind of have two people at your disposal or access, yes. One that can just kind of get that system and make sure that we're getting the appointments made, and the other person can kind of help keep you accountable, supported, meeting those needs just to keep you healthy and safe until we get to that appointment, right?
Yes, yeah. And I mean, Kathy's been through it, so she knows firsthand what that person would need.
Awesome. And I'm assuming you're referring to whatever resource there is in the community, whether it's Ohio Guidestone, Community Mental Health, Chrysalis. I just want people to know you're from Ohio Guidestone, but this is a community collaborative effort.
Yes, that's a great question. Yeah. There's several different agencies in the community, but we all have the same goal, which is to help people struggling with addiction. And each of us have different ways we can go about that. So just because I work for Ohio Guidestone doesn't mean I'm going to send everybody to Ohio Guidestone. There might be instances where something else would be a better fit, and that's what I'm working for. Like I said, this is funded by a state grant. It's not necessarily funded by Ohio Guidestone. So I'm serving the individuals in the county.
And I think that's always good for people to hear, that everyone that has a dog in the fight, and when I say that, the dog in the fight is, we want people healthy, we want people to get their needs met, we want families healthy. So we're all working together. And I think that's important for community members to hear, that at the end of the day, all the agencies want the best for each individual here in our county.
Yeah, we all have the same goal.
Yeah.
So I'm just linking everybody together to take steps towards that goal.
Neat. So anything else you want to say about the Hope Line?
Yeah, a few things. We do have calling availability. We also have text availability. So if you would feel nervous calling someone and talking, send out a text, and I can text you back too.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's all about meeting people wherever they're at, and that's just one way we can do that.
So then you can meet via phone, I assume Zoom calls or
sure
stuff like that, text. Okay.
Yeah, whatever the person's most comfortable with.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So the phone number is?
It is 330-663-6812. We do have certain hours that I will be answering the phone. If it's outside of those hours, still call. I can guarantee I will get back to everybody within 24 hours, so there should not be too much of a lapse period between when you call and when you will hear back from me.
So what's going on to promote the Hope Line?
A few things. We had an article in the Times Reporter on Monday, I believe, so if you haven't seen that, you can check that out.
Nice.
The Bargain Hunter will be publishing an article next week, and then we also have a couple billboards up. There's one just in Dover here, and then another one down in Carroll County as well.
Very cool. And for listeners, we could use your help promoting this line as well. Mm-hmm. So if you go on the Adams board, actually, I won't be surprised if all the agencies, treatment agencies, have this number on their Facebook at this point.
Probably. But I know the Adams board has shared posts with it for sure.
So go to the Adams board, go to the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition site. The more we share this number, the more we can get people help they need. Because I think a lot of times the barrier is not knowing where to start.
Yes.
So the more we can just say, call this number, we'll get you hooked up to the appropriate level of care, the better we're going to be, right?
Yes. Yeah. If you are looking for help and you don't know anything except for this number, that's fine. That's perfect. That's all you need.
So Rachel, what's your background?
I work for Ohio Guidestone at River Haven Women's Residential Treatment as a residential advocate. I've been there for about 9 months.
Oh, nice.
And just started doing this Hope Line as well.
You excited?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I want to connect with some people.
Very fun. Anything else?
I think that's all I have to share.
Cool. Okay. So everyone out there, Rachel Wentworth is with Ohio Guidestone. She is with our new Hope Line. And if anyone is needing services, and you know what, even if it's not for yourself, how about if a family member?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is for friends, family members, the loved ones of anybody struggling with addiction as well, because it can feel just as lonely for that person who's watching their friend or family member go through this.
So you can help them as far as getting to support groups, Al-Anons.
Sure. Yeah. We can help them figure out how to help their family member, but then we can also help that person too. I have information about Al-Anon meetings, support groups, like you said, even individual counseling for that person so they can feel supported, because addiction is a family disease.
Yes.
As much as it is an individual disease.
Cool. Okay. So anyone can dial this number?
Yes. Literally anyone.
Rachel, I'm glad you were here today. I'm really excited about the work you're going to do. And for Tuscarawas County residents, and Carroll County, I really encourage y'all to share this number, or if you're looking for services, to call this number or text or whatever.
Yep. I'll be there to answer.
Awesome. Rachel, thanks so much.
Thanks, Jody.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and visit our website at adctusk.org.